Hey guys, welcome to another Nerdy Nummies and welcome to the new kitchen. I'm so excited. This is the first video that we are making in the new place. You guys will probably still see videos from the old place. I'm still gonna be baking there because, as most of you know from my moving video last week, that I am a very slow mover. I'm gonna be in transition for a while, but today we are baking in the new kitchen. I got a lot of requests to make something Hearthstone themed. For those of you who aren't familiar with Hearthstone, it is a game made by Blizzard, one of my favorite video game companies ever. It is a digital card game. I like to play on my iPad, but you can also play on the computer. I'll put a link down below if you'd like to check it out and download it. I highly recommend it. It is amazing. Earlier this year, I unlocked a card back in the game that looked like a cherry pie, and I thought, this is perfect. We've got to make that on Nerdy Nummies, so that is exactly what we're gonna be doing today. A big thank you to Blizzard for supporting and collaborating with me to make this video possible. We're gonna have two special surprise guests from the Warcraft universe come visit us at the end of the video. I'm gonna give you one hint. Let's get started. The recipe that we're making today is a cherry slab pie. We have never made a slab pie before on Nerdy Nummies. This will be a first. It was perfect because a slab pie is a large rectangle shape, and so is the card. The things you'll need to make the crust will be 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour, 1/2 cup of butter-flavored shortening chilled, 1/2 cup of salted butter chilled, 6 tablespoons of chilled buttermilk, 2 tablespoons of sugar, 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and 1 teaspoon of salt. And then for the cherry filling, 3 cups pitted red tart cherries. You can use fresh or canned, 6 tablespoons of cherry juice, plus an additional 2 tablespoons of cherry juice, 1 cup of sugar, 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Now let's put it all together. The first thing that we're gonna do is make our pie dough, and side note, we are gonna be making 2 batches because this is a double crust pie. Add flour, sugar, and salt. Then gently toss together using your hands. I like making pies because they get to get a little messy. Then we're gonna add our chilled shortening and butter. Also, I cut it up into cubes so it'd be a little bit easier to work into the flour. You just don't want any large chunks. Now mix in buttermilk and vanilla extract. Again, using your hands, work the buttermilk and the vanilla until we get a nice dough. The pie dough is ready to chill, so let's wrap them up. You'll want to form it into a dish shape. Wrap it up tight. Just remember, you need to duplicate this recipe. You want to make one more batch. We're gonna pop these in the fridge and let them chill for 2 to 24 hours. And while these are chilling, we're gonna make our cherry filling. The first thing that we're gonna do to make our filling, we're gonna make a slurry. Slurries are really good to thicken up fillings or soups. So we're gonna be taking the 6 tablespoons of cherry juice and our flour. Using a whisk, mix together until smooth. Now in a medium-sized saucepan, add cherries, the 2 tablespoons of cherry juice, sugar, and salt. Mix together using a spatula. And now we're gonna take this pot and our slurry over to the stove. Turn your heat to medium and continually stir until the sugar is fully dissolved. This usually takes about 2 to 3 minutes. Now it's time to add in your slurry. First, give it a quick whisk and then add it into the mixture. Turn the heat to medium-high and cook until the filling starts to thicken, stirring constantly. This usually takes about 3 to 5 minutes. Once thickened, turn the heat off and take this back to your baking station. Just took the cherry filling off the stove and poured it into a medium-sized bowl. It's hot, so be careful. While it's hot, we want to add our vanilla. Mix it up and then just take some deep breaths because this smells good. Deep breath in, hold for 10. Let it all out. Our dough has chilled. It is time to roll it out. I've got a little bit of flour right here. We're gonna sprinkle it down. This is gonna be the first baking flare in this kitchen. Let's see if we can do it. Oh, it worked. Just sprinkle a little bit more flour right here, and we're gonna roll it out 1/4 inch thick. I got a little messy. Once your dough is rolled out, place it on top of a baking sheet. This baking sheet is greased, it's lined with a piece of parchment paper, and it is a quarter sheet, so meaning it is 9 by 13 inches, but it's a little bit more shallow. It's about an inch. I like to put a little flour on my rolling pin and then gently roll the dough over the pin, pick it up, transfer it over here, and unroll it. Don't worry about it being perfect. This dough is very moldable. We can fix it. Gently press it down into the sides and onto the top. Now, using a fork, we're gonna poke little holes at the bottom of our pie. This is called docking. It's gonna allow the hot air to escape while it's baking. The cherry filling has cooled, and I've set a little off to the side for the top decoration. Now pour in the cherry filling. Yum, 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 yum. I like to use a spatula to smooth it out evenly. I've rolled out our second piece of dough just like I did with the first, but with this piece, we're gonna use a little pastry cutter and cut strips. If you don't have a pastry cutter at home, you could use a pizza cutter or just a sharp cutting knife. I'm gonna cut diagonals. I'm just eyeballing them. They're not perfect. We're gonna be using these strips to make the lattice on the top of the pie. You're just gonna pick up a piece and place it diagonally over the top. I'm gonna be placing 4 strips this way. Now to create the lattice effect, fold in half every other strip, and you're gonna start with the longest strip. It goes over, under, over, under. Then for the next one, we're gonna fold opposite pieces, take another strip, place it down, and fold it back over. Lastly, one more time at the bottom. Pie is coming together. Now remove the excess dough around the edges, but leave a little bit of overhang to make a little crust edging. Just tuck it in underneath itself, and you're gonna do this all the way around. Now, using your thumb and pointer finger, just like this, just like you would pinch a cheek, we're gonna pinch the edges of the pie to make our details in the crust. Our pie is almost ready to bake. I'm gonna pop this in the freezer for 10 minutes to chill. While it's chilling, I'm gonna make a little mini pie topper. We're adding some more decorations. I took the dough scraps and rolled them out. I'm gonna use this to make the mini Hearthstone pie to put on top. I'm gonna cut out 2 circles using a large round circle cookie cutter. Then using a circle tin, I'm gonna place it on top of the dough, and I'm using this as a guide. You can use whatever you have around the kitchen that's the right size. And while cutting around the circle with an X-Acto knife, I'm gonna be eyeballing and cutting out 8 points to look like the card. They'll look like little triangles, just like that. Our shapes are cut out. Now I'm gonna cut out the Hearthstone logo design. Also found my Hearthstone pillow. We're gonna use it as reference. I took one of the circles, and again, using the X-Acto knife, I'm gonna cut out the Hearthstone logo. It's a little swirly. Again, your dough is moldable, so if you need to do a few touch-ups, do it. This is where we're gonna use that cherry filling that we set off to the side. I'm gonna pour it on top of the little circle, making a mini cherry pie. Gently pick up the piece that you cut out and place it over the top. Now take this guy and set him in the middle of the bigger shape. We've got our pie, our mini pie, and some egg wash. This egg wash is 1 whole egg, a little bit of heavy cream, and a pinch of salt. We're gonna spread it on the top of our crust, and it's gonna help it brown evenly and give it a little bit of shine. Our pies are ready to bake. We are gonna bake them on separate trays. They bake at the same temperature, 375, but for different amounts of time. Our mini pie will bake for about 15 to 20 minutes, and then our cherry slab pie will bake for about an hour to 70 minutes. Once your pies have baked and had plenty of time to cool, I place the mini pie on top of the larger pie, and we're gonna add the final decoration. I scooped some whipped cream into these 2 little piping bags. They have open star tips. One's large, one's smaller. This one is a 4B. This is an 829. Starting with the larger tip, I'm gonna pipe the design details into the corners. And around. And then underneath, do a little swirl. Then we're gonna do the same thing to the other corner. Ta-da! Here is the Hearthstone card back cherry pie that we made today. A big thank you to you guys for suggesting something Hearthstone themed, and a big thank you to Blizzard for supporting and collaborating with me to make this video. I love you guys, and I love all your games. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will be posting a ton of pictures and the recipe on rosinapansino.com, Instagram, Facebook and Twitter, so you can check them out there. Also, if you have any other ideas for any other nerdy nummies, please let me know. Leave me a comment down below, and I will do my best to make it happen. Oh, and as promised, I have two very special guests. It's two Murlocs. Come on in, you guys. I love your chef hats. Those are pretty amazing. We just made a pie. Do you guys want a slice? Oh, there we go. One. And okay, that works too. I'll just have this one. I hope you guys are having happy holidays, or as Blizzard likes to say, happy feast of Winter Veil. Bye-bye.